Hello, students. We have been reading chapter 2. We are not afraid to dive, we can all be together. Yesterday, we have read that on 2nd of January, the writer's boat or the narrator's boat was hit with the wave and he was thrown out of the boat, but with the help of a rope which was tied to the boat as well as to his stomach or to the belly, he reached to the boat. Lot of damage was done to the boat. Let's know how he tried to handle the situation. We are to read from page number 15. When he reached to the top of the boat, he immediately started handling the steering wheel so that boat could be given a correct direction. Suddenly, his wife entered from the door. She reached on the deck and she told him that they were sinking. The boat was full of water. He gave the instruction to her to take the wheel to handle the steering wheel so that he could go down and to check what was done with the or what could be done to the boat to repair it. He wanted to have a check that what wrong was done with the boat. Larry and Herbs were pumping like madmen. When he went to the bottom of the ship, what he noticed that two crew members, Larry and Herb, they were pumping the water out of the boat like madmen. So as the water had entered into the boat and it was full of water, if the water would not be thrown out of the boat, what would happen? The boat would sink. पानी अगर नहीं निकालेंगे तो बोट डूब जाएगी. It is quite natural. So they were pumping the water out of the boat. Broken timber, they could see, or he could see, that wooden pieces of boat were lying here and there or at the crazy angles. The starboard side bulged inward. So what happened to the starboard side? You can see here in the, this is called starboard, right? So the starboard was bulged inside like a dent, okay? Then he noticed that all other stuff like clothes, crockery, chart, tin, toys, they were floating in deep water. Then half swam. There was water, so he started swimming in the boat. Half crawled. He reached to the children cabin and he asked them, "Are you all right, kids?" And they answered yes from the upper bunk. The children didn't want to worry their father, that's why they replied that they were all right. But my head hurt a bit. The daughter head was hit with something and she had a big bump over her eyes. तो उसकी जो माथा था, forehead था, that was quite swollen, right? And I had no time to worry, but the writer could not look at the injuries done to the children because first step is to save the boat. That is why they all could be saved or injury could be cured. अब देखो बेटा, ऑब्वियस सी बात है, अगर बोट ही डूब गई तो इंजरीज का क्या होगा? सभी लोग डूब जाएंगे. सो व्हाट इज़ मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट? टू सेव द बोट फर्स्ट. आफ्टर फाइंडिंग अ हैमर, ही टुक अ हैमर, हथौड़ी ली उसने, कुछ स्क्रूज लाइक कील लिए, एंड देन अ कैनवस लाइक अ वाटर प्रूफ फैब्रिक, राइट? आपको पता ना कैनवस क्या होता है. सो आई स्ट्रगल्ड बैक ऑन द डेक. ही रीच्ड ऑन द फ्लोर and on the starboard side, mean on the walls of the boat, he started stretching the canvas. उसने वहाँ पे canvas लगा दिया on the gaping holes. Gaping holes mean the opened holes, right? So each wave was breaking their boat. If I could not make some repairs, we would surely sink. If he immediately would not stop the water to enter in the boat, or the repair could not be done, so what would happen? Their boat would be broken and they would die. So somehow he managed to stretch the waterproof fabric canvas and stop the water from the gaping holes. Gaping holes mean opened holes. But water was coming from the deflected, means from the other side of the boat. तो देखो, अगर आप पानी की किसी होल पर अगर कैनवस भी लगा देते हो, स्टिल द some water would keep on entering. On January, so more problems arose when their hand pump stopped working because of the debris. Debris mean the rubbish. देखो जो भी कचरा होता है छोटा छोटा चीज़ों का, वो अगर पाइप्स में फंस जाए तो they would stop, the pump would stop working, and this happened. The pump stopped working because of the debris, the rubbish which blocked the pipes, right? And the electric pump got short circuit. Electric pump जो था उनका उसमें short circuit हो गया and it stopped working. The water level rose, mean arise threateningly. So the water level was big. देखो बेटा पहले तो जितना पानी एंटर कर रहा था वो साथ साथ बाहर निकाल रहे थे. But when the hand pump stopped working, the water level in the boat was rising. Then back on the deck, I found 2 spare hand pumps had been wrenched overboard. Along with the foresail, so he could get to know that the 2 hand pumps, along with the sail, then jib, and then dinghies, and 1 anchor, they were kept away. They were not there on the overboard. Then he remembered that there is one help in the chart room. Chart room in a kind of store room. What was there in the store room? There was one electric pump. ठीक है, उनको luckily thankfully they got an electric pump which was luckily working. ठीक है, तो फिर उनका काम उससे चल गया. They could throw the water out with the help of that pump which they found in the chart room. Then I remembered another electric pump that we are done with. Then the whole night, in the cold, bitterly cold night,